Hello, everybody. We're going to make camera adjustments. We're going to do our audio check, and we're going to make sure everything is good to go, and then we will start this class. It would be so great if we had like waiting music, right? Like it would come on and be like beep, beep, beep. No. All right, we're waiting for George to get us up both on Facebook and YouTube. If you are joining us for the rewatch on this, if you're grabbing it later, hello, my name is Tina. Welcome back to our amazing Facebook page here, Creating With You. Or if you are over on YouTube, we're happy to have you in both places. We are very excited for our new lineup of classes and workshops. It's an exciting time. George, you going to come in and make some adjustments? Am I crooked? I feel like I'm crooked.
You're okay. You can't go past here because they can't see that.
Okay, that sounds fabulous. I don't like how I'm crooked at the bottom. Okay. That would bother me. I'd rather not see that. So being a person with OCD. All right, so we're going to make a small adjustment, y'all. There we go. See if that one does it for you. I often swing my mount up out of the way because I hit my head on it. Okay. Let me know if that worked out okay.
I mean, you're still crooked because you didn't turn it.
Oh. I feel like it's where the camera is actually, and the camera needed to be here. So I probably have to make another adjustment. And you checked the audio already?
No, I haven't turned it on.
Okay. We're going to probably make another adjustment. We want things to be amazing for you. There we go. All right. I did make another adjustment. That's my... All right. Thank you guys so much. Live is always so spectacular because you never know what's going to end up or how things are going to come about. So we're just making sure that we get a change. I can see it's jumping. It's probably because I made too many movements. It doesn't. So because they're reformatting it, when I look through, we don't see it that way. So.
Does your phone say anything about it buffering or anything?
No, not at all.
I have a buffer.
You have a buffer?
Yes.
Okay. Let's just
I'm offline.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
That makes sense.
That makes more sense. Okay, there we go. It's like we should not have that because we're no longer directly streaming.
The computer was offline.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to share some fun stuff for those of you who might be, we're going to give a few minutes, obviously, for everybody to join. Hi, Melissa. I'm so excited. I'm also a little bit nervous, so thanks for being here. We want to let you guys know that we have some fun things coming up. Our next class is already live that you can pick up. And that next class is this 4-page layout that I'm going to share with you guys. Oh, I just dropped a flower off of mine. This is because I forgot to press all mine down. I don't know where this flower goes. I'll have to find out. But it's going to be these 4 pages, and I'm going to give you a look-see at those later because one of you who registered for this class, we're giving that class away for free. So I will find where that flower goes and pop that on later. We want to make sure that everybody can join us both on Facebook and YouTube. What platform did Melissa join? Oh, Facebook. Okay, awesome. All right, and then we're going to get started, and I'm going to go through some things. So first, remember, please don't open your kit. It is tightly packed in there the way it is for some reason. I'm going to go over some supplies, but I do want to make sure we don't start for at least 3 minutes late. What time do we have? 33. See, you can tell. I fancy. Okay. I was almost laughing at myself. How's YouTube?
YouTube's the same. Just remember, it's probably we're behind on YouTube compared to Facebook.
That's okay. Yeah, we are dealing with multiple things, but yeah, and we know many people cannot make the live class. And I have a couple people that are coming late. So it's going to be all good things. Okay, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to get started with the basic parts of the class. And then if anyone joins late and we have any questions, we can go with that. We're going to need some supplies for this class out of your own stash. One of the things that you're going to need is your choice of adhesive. I am an ATG gun lover. I've been buying my adhesive that is non-brand on for a very long time. But I do prefer that. I'm also going to be using some glue in particular to put together the embellishments. You'll need very little foam tape. I used it in one teeny tiny little spot maybe. Scissors, piercing tool, just some general regular things to put this together because it is all pre-cut. Okay.
We have Sharon Roselli on YouTube.
Oh, Sharon, and I know you can't make this with us tonight, or all your kits with us tonight, because you told me to hang on to them till July, but I'm glad you're able to pop in and share some time with us. Just to let you know, with this particular project kit, we had people who bought enough kits to do them and their friends in a group. We had 2 people buy 4 kits each. So it's a lot of fun. Okay, so I did want to talk to you about this album. I have reordered these in. And if you're interested in one of these, just comment tonight. But I want to share with you what it comes with. We all love it because Betty Crocker, right? That's kind of the vibe it gives. But I want to show you what's in this because you're going to be able to take this stuff out and maybe add it to another Christmas one that you'll buy this year. But these are the things that come in these snap albums. So you're going to have page protectors in here. You're going to have pocket pages that are already done. You have like line journaling pages here, or ones that you can still add to. There is a lot of value, a tag with things, different pages, little things that you can add to it, and they coordinate with a line. But don't throw this in the trash. I really feel like this will, add to a nice mini album later on. But if you did not get these, I have them on the way. I already got another shipment in, and those sold out right away. So I have another shipment coming in. Just comment and George will make a list. Okay.
Your bottom
is a little low.
Yeah, try to work above that bottom line.
Work above the bottom. Okay, just keep me mindful, George, and let me know.
And the only reason is because, like my screen, I get things that pop up and you don't see what you're worth.
Okay, well, just keep me mindful as we go on. Okay, we're going to dive in, and we are going to get started.
We got Sharon's doppelganger on Facebook.
Also, she's going to be in both places. Okay, so for those of you who got the kit, hi Debbie. For those of you who got the kits, you will notice that even if you bought 6 kits, you got 6 of these. It's one for each person, but there's lots of information on the kit, and then you have really nice big pictures in case you want to put this together. I will always include photos of the projects that we all have coming forward, okay? All right. Now, I'm going to be working with the version 1. We had to go to recuts on this, so we ended up having to do 2 versions. There's a light change. I'll share it as we go. We're going to go ahead and dive in and get started. So your kit came packaged like this with our new little card. We hope you like it. We thought it was cute. And what we did is we put it on the back of this, and this is actually the paper that matches your album, all right? Oh, another thing is this album was designed to go with 6x8 page protectors, full sheets, and those are available. And I believe, did we already put those on sale? The 6x8 protectors. If you could check sometime over the next however long we are, babe, and let me know. All right, we're gonna go into the kit. We're gonna open it nice and gingerly. Okay, it is repackaged in here, but let's get it out nice and gingerly, because this kit has been organized for you so that you're able to just lift up page by page. All right, so this is the one that has the actual kit in it, and this is how all the mini book classes we will always organize them this way for you. Now I'm going to open this and actually tuck the sticky down on the inside of the bag like this, so that way I don't risk that getting stuck to anything. And when I pull this out, I'm making sure that everything's coming with it. We're laying it down just like that. Okay. All right, now that the hard part is over, this is the first version, and this will be the second version. You'll see that they are very similar, but I'm going to be assembling version 2. So you may have gotten, especially if you bought multiple kits, you may have some of each, okay? And one of the things that you'll see is this is done in a paper saver cut, and this is not. So you'll see how much paper is kind of almost wasted on this one, but it'll help you with redoing them. You have a whole pack of recipe cards. Use whatever ones you want. You have more than you need. These are my leftover recipe cards that I have over here. You can see I had lots of leftovers. So just open them up, put them aside, and have those available to grab for our class. We are going to start with this bag right here, which is our bag of embellishments. I'm going to be using my regular glue, and I just put my tip back on it, so we're going to hope my tip works. Yes?
Sharon says, I thought you said page protectors were included.
No, page protectors are not included. The page protectors are extra. You would need, I think it's 20. You would need 2. No, page protectors are not included in this because, you know, I mean, in particular, the price. Sorry, honey. All right, so here we go. All right, so you're going to take all your pieces out, and we have some that we have to assemble and some we don't. So let me grab a tray to put some pieces in, or maybe a photo holder or something. All right. We can put aside some of these, like the sugar and the flour can go aside. I'm going to set these little pieces up over here. Let me know if you have any questions. The small oven mitt with the line on the outside. The rolling pin is going over here. I believe this goes in here. These odd little cut pieces, we'll put those, leave those out. Milk in here. This one here we'll put over here. The 2 mitts in here. These 2 out. They need a little love. The toast with the crust, they're going to need a little love. Our cookie tray. The mixer. And then we have this. All right, so these are the pieces that we have out that we're going to work with. And I've taken the twine and I've just moved that up with my recipe cards. All right, I want you to have a point of reference. So I'm going to actually find the pieces. So the first one we're going to do is the cookie tray. And the cookie tray, the darker portion becomes the frame. So we really just want to put this piece on top of it with a border around it. And then it'll be ready for us to use when we're ready. These pieces, all of the embellishments that you have, the die cuts, they've all been designed in a layer form to kind of make it quicker. All right, and now we're going to go to the mixer. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to let me know. I'm using just a favorite glue of mine. This is the Art Glitter Glue. Some good, this kind of keeps the pieces a little bit softer. It does not harden them up as much as some other glues. But I do think it absorbs into the paper a little fast sometimes. Okay, so cute with the little heart out of this one. There we go. Off into my little thing to let it dry. I'm just going to flip through, and you'll be able to organize your book however you would like it. For these little guys, this is the salt and pepper. We want to make sure that the eyes are punched out and the little smile is punched out. Okay. All right, and then because this paper could be two-sided, you're going to have one looking one way and one looking the other way, like they're going to look to each other. So make sure you have that. And I'm just going to grab, these are the salt and pepper shakers themselves are both the same cut, so you can start with the base of either one of them. Here we go. Just like that on the top. And then for this one, I am going to keep them the same that I have here, but feel free to switch yours up. And I'm just going to put the little piece that's the multi-pink with the berries. These are so cute. I love these. I actually ended up using them and made the card that I found these on as an anniversary card. I just thought it was so cute. I had to. Okay, and I'm using the other base and my other cap. And George, also, if you can just check to make sure that no one is contacting us having any trouble finding us, that would be great. Or maybe share the link on in creating with you exclusively. I did reach out to everybody individually, by email, by messenger, you name it. Okay. I have like the tiniest bit at the top. I keep there we go. Move this side too. And see, I almost filed all my nails off before this video, but there you go. I ended up needing them. Okay. For the back paper, it does have a slight texture, but either side will look great. A little bit there, and then we're just placing it on. Here we go. They're cute, aren't they? Now, I chose not to use a lot of foam tape on this particular project because I felt that we didn't want it to get too bulky when we had to, you know, add a lot of recipes and such. I'm hoping mine is in the same order. It has been mixed up multiple times, but if not, I'll just flip through and go with it. All right, so we have the bread portion, which is lighter with a nice little mini dot to add some texture. And then we have this piece here that they're going to mat on. You're going to do it 2 times, 1 for each, and it provides the crust of the bread. Anytime I see that, I'm like peanut butter and jelly. All right, and you'll notice I've just kind of switched over to a regular adhesive because it was next to me. Either way, there's a couple times that I'd be real specific, but when you have these bigger pieces, you can go either way. Okay, our toast, 2 pieces of toast done. I really like the toast. I feel like I need to come up with something. I don't know why. Okay, here is our apron. Now, for the apron, you have this pocket that is scored all the way around, right, to make the little pocket that's here. And I left mine so I could show it to you and didn't seal it. Do you see this? I cut my pocket. I did not keep it in pocket form. So if you want to keep it, I thought it was too big when I got it on. I know that that's the size. Let me fold it down a little bit here. And it has some score lines there. And just flip it over and find the little score lines. They like just, you know, bend. It is textured paper, but. All right, so you would put the pocket on and it would be, trying to get you an idea. And I missed my score line, so. It would be like this. That's too big. So what we're going to do is we're going to first cut it just across the bottom and cut that little score piece off. And then we're going to cut it up both of the sides that have those little score tabs. Okay, and then if you look, I still thought it was just a little too big. So after I got those off, I'm not going to trust myself with this one. You're going to take off anywhere from like 3/8 to 1/2 of an inch and just kind of lay it in your cutter. Now, if you have scissors and you're really good with the scissors, just chop them right off, you know, but just go ahead and remove a little bit more to make your pocket smaller. That's how you'll do it this way. If you like the bigger pocket, then just keep the bigger pocket the way it was. All right. I'm going to put the cute little pattern on that we have here. And I really liked the patterns in this kit, you know, more than anything. So we're going to line it up across the bottom and the sides and kind of ignore the top a little bit right now. Watch and make sure you have those points kind of coming right across in this area right here. All right, and now we'll get to add this piece at the top exactly where we want it. So I'm going to have it come up just a little bit more like that because that's where I like it. Okay, there you go. Very forgiving. It's all very forgiving. I'm going to put some adhesive across the bottom only, just like I did on this one. And it has stayed put. I'm going to pop it down just like this. And then play with it. We're going to add, I'm going to end up doing it exactly the way I did it because I probably played with this for 15 or 20 minutes. So, but we're just going to kind of lay things in there until you have them in an order that you like. And then, you know, when you have them in an order that you like, might switch it. You never know. I could be a rebel here in just a second. Okay, I'm going to be a rebel. I'm going to go this way. After you have it in, a nice position that you like and they're where they are, I suggest you use your thumb to hold it down and then just put a little glue behind it and then let it touch. Wait a few seconds and then just move on to the next one. You don't have to make sure that you have glue all over the place and, all the way down. You just need enough glue for this to kind of hold in place. If that makes you uncomfortable, obviously do first what makes you comfortable in your crafting. Because it's here, I'm going to grab my twine and I'm going to tie the little tie on the side here. This is totally optional. It's very easy. You have a lot of twine, but don't think like you have so much extra that you're going to start, being willy-nilly with it now. All right. Worst thing about the twine, right, is getting it started. I'm going to unfold and unfold and unfold. I'm going to do it so it drops to the floor. So it's just off camera. I'm just dropping it to the floor. All right, because we don't want it to be knotted. And what I want is to get one fold so that when I use it and I cut it, here's my two ends, and it goes longer than I could ever get on camera. Look. See that? I want to be able to, when I want a double, I want to be able to cut it. So I'm just going to kind of have it sitting off to the side like this. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cut this and just tie a little piece on. So anytime I say that's a double, you're just going to make sure that your twine is folded over. We are going to wrap it around and just give it a little tie. It was just an easy way to add a little extra something here. Okay. And a knot so it doesn't come undone. Firm tie, but don't break it. And then you can trim this off, to the size that you would like. I prefer them maybe like shorter than some people, but you can have it however you want. There you go, off to the side. All of our embellishments are made. George, what time is it? 6:52. So we got everything started. All of our embellishments are made, and now we're ready to assemble. Does anybody have any questions? Pace is good. We're okay. Okay, I'm going to grab, so I have my kit, and I'm going to grab the 6-piece. We'll bring these in as needed, so I'm going to put those with the recipe cards, as well as the scallop pieces. I just put those right up on my shelf with the recipe cards. Okay, in your recipe cards, you will find your 6x4. The best memories are made gathered around the table. Okay? We're going to now take the very first 6x8 page and lift it up, and then just slide the rest back. These are the cuts. I'm going to explain this one here, but these are the cuts you will need for page 1. Now, if you're doing version 1, you're going to notice that instead of the paper saver, you have a 6x8, a solid 6x8 piece, but you can see how much of it is covered up. Okay, this piece here, you may want to sub this out later. I had to sub out in one area for this pink paper, which I thought looked fine. You'll see that coming up. If you want to have that in just maybe 2 places in the book, that's in with the page. But if you decide you want to swap it out, this is an extra piece for you. All right, let's go ahead and get started. These pages all go together super easy, and it's not just because they are pre-cut. But instead of having the 6x8 page, you're going to have one piece that's a little bit smaller. This piece here that is 1 inch, that's going to go at the top, and the 1 1/4 is going to go at the bottom. We can go ahead and put both of these on, and you can see that this is the only amount of paper that was actually shown. Now, we gave white paper, textured paper for all your pages, but if you're covering whole pages, it's a great place to just use some throwaway paper instead of high quality paper. I do that sometimes in the layout kits. I'll give throwaway paper because I use a lot of it. Okay, top and the bottom, we have those scales. Right underneath of it, we're going to add the texture side up. Sharon likes extra everything. I'm surprised she's not sending me hate emojis for not using more foam tape in this kit. Are we talking Sharon Roselli? Yeah. Okay, we do have more than one Sharon taking this kit, so yeah, she might just not be on. And also, we have people on different time zones. Yeah, this got shipped all the from like to California. Oh, Washington. Yeah, to Washington. Okay, so now I've added the small one. That's 3/8. They're all by 6, so I'm not going to say by 6 or by 8 each time because if most of them are full cuts. And then you have your larger one, which is going to be the 1 1/4 at the bottom, and just use the other one to butt it up against it. But a tip is, I'm heavy-handed, so a lot of times I push so close to the piece of paper that I almost will make it go uneven. Okay, and then this is going to fit perfectly in the space to provide you this lovely little cover page. One of our group members, Lisa, was doing a recipe book. And she told me how she was putting in the pictures of whose recipes they were and, putting some details about the family members and all. And I thought it was such a fantastic idea that it is kind of what inspired this. You can always flip the papers over to check the other side if you would like to use them. But I have chosen the papers carefully to make sure that they blend throughout the book. All right, so the first one, and it's going to be up to you guys on this. Let me just share right now. Y'all know I took some black marker on this thing. If you don't know, let me know. We sell these black markers for only $2. They are literally called our edging or border markers because why would you, it will damage your tip if you just keep going and going. So if you're going to border, you'll notice I did the black and white papers in this. All right, so you might want to snag that. There you go, one there and one here. Too cute. And we're done. All right, we're done page 1. Now up here, I lied. Let's do the little thing. So we're going to do a double. We're going to do a double. So when you cut it, you want to be able to tie it. So go about maybe 4 inches or so. About 4 inches. Cut it once, line it right back up, cut it again. All right, and then you're going to need to something to tie this together with. So I'm going to cut another piece, but then I'm going to throw one out. I'm just going to throw that over there, and all you're going to do is wrap this around. Let me move this out of the way because I want you to see this. You're going to just lay this down. Put your little 4 right in the front of this. And if you think you're going to have trouble tying this, I have, guys, you know about my sausage fingers for years. You can take washi tape if you need to and do one of these. I have had to do this on really small ones. And then you're just going to tie this in a knot. And there you go. And then you'll just kind of push those out to the side. I just slid it out. That's it. I'll put this washi tape over to the side. There we go. And then all you're going to do is cut this down to the size that you'd like to cut it. And if you left the one that you tied it with, you'll end up with about this size, give or take. And I'm going to put this on with a glue dot. I'm going to use a mini glue dot to just attach this, but I'm going to probably use 2, but it'll just kind of keep it behind the... And then it's going just right up here. Cute little place just to add a little bit of that twine that we're going to see. And there it is. All right, going to put this aside. And we're going to go on to the next page. I'm not even going to know which one was which when I'm done. I'll have to look at the back of the pages. All right, slide it to us. You know how it goes. 1 6x8 page, whatever your next 6x8 page is, grab it, pull it to you, drop it in front of you, and here we go. This is everything you need for this page. This will be cutting down. Let's put that aside, and we're going to put this together. Now, I One of the reasons why I chose the foam tape, we're starting with that 6x4 pink piece. And this was the one that had to sub out. I could not get any more of this paper, but so much of it's covered. I felt like in the two small places that we had to use it, it was acceptable. And then I, of course, had to go in and reformat the entire album to use these smaller cuts so that we could make as many of these as possible. And it was a fun challenge, so thank you. All right, the yellow has been cut slightly larger. That yellow is 2 1/4, and then your piece on top is 2, and they're both by 4. Just give yourself that 1/8 of an inch on each side, straight down. There we go. As you go through and you look at your recipe cards, you may want to decide your recipe cards as you go. You may want to put your recipe cards in later. It's a personal choice. There are only a couple of spots where it's going to matter, and I'll share those with you because you do have 2 different size recipe cards. About 1/2 of an inch from the side, but this is a very forgiving project. All right. Your red piece. And another reason for the no foam tape was so that you'd actually be able to take the pages and write on them when you were ready. That's so important. I cannot tell you how hard it is to journal on top of foam tape. If you know what I'm talking about, guys, send me some hearts because, man, when you tape it down and then you got to journal with the foam tape under there, that's like masterclass journaling, right? Okay, we're going to grab the little 6 tabs and we're going to cut off the making memories. If you want to just go ahead and cut the rest of them now, you can do that as well. We are using, I feel like almost all of them. I think there's one maybe we don't use, but I'm just putting those with in my little embellishment tray at this point. There we go. All right. And if you want to swap these and put them in different places, you can do that too. I just gave you pieces. Okay. I'm going to get that back out in just a second, but what I want to do is I want to have the making memories on here, and notice it's just a little bit bigger at the bottom. It's on purpose. So this is so that if you look here, I wanted to make sure that when you cut it, you just had a small option to make sure you get the best. So a perfect example is if you have the cut and it's like all the way down here, you may want it to, move that just a tiny bit to get a different color variation. So this is one of the few cuts that you have to make in the kit. I'm going to take the black marker to this piece now. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and add it to this. I'm just going to focus on the top and the sides. And if you don't mind it being a little bit, slightly off like that, don't even bother trimming it. And then I'm going to shave. It's like 1/8 of an inch or so. I did less than 1/8 of an inch. It's just teeny tiny bit. There you go. And you see that way you're able to pick a little bit more where you want that checker to fall. I don't think it matters on big pieces, but sometimes when I look at smaller pieces, I feel like, I wish that had looked a little different. All right, I'm going to put adhesive on this, but when I put my adhesive on it, because it's going over the photo mat, I'm keeping my adhesive over just to the left so that I can put this on. And then this way my photo is going to be able to go right behind it. If you want to add a little something after that, you'll be good to go. For this particular recipe card that I used here, you'll find it inside. These were made using Design Space. I want to give you another tip. For those of you who are making, I have 2 people who are making 4, and I have a group that's together that are making these recipe books as well. So, and multiple of you are making multiple sets. For those, just for your consideration, you may want to handwrite your recipe and then photocopy it. So for example, if you're making 4 of these, handwrite your recipe on one, make, the 3 copies you need, take the handwritten one and put it in book 1. When you get to book 2, take the handwritten one and put it in book 2, take the handwritten one, put it in book 3 for all of the recipes. That way you're also you know, giving some of the full handwriting to each of the recipe books as well. Or if you want to keep a master that they all have to come for, you can do that too. All right, we're going to go ahead and put this one down. I'm just going to use the bottom as my guide. This one has a little bit of a rounded edge, but it won't be bothered by those square corners. And we're done. Ta-da! Okay. How is the pace for everybody? We're all doing good? Grabbing. George is doing great. He wants you all to know he is just fabulous. That makes me very nervous. I just saw like an empty page with nothing on it. It's very random for me. I'm not sure what that is, but that makes me nervous. Like, okay, nothing's there. I'll have to see what that one is. It's a surprise. All right, so for this one here, I have this 1.5 by 8, and then 1.25 by 8. We're going to do the same technique. And in addition, for this one here, I did kind of do a match. So I'm looking for the vertical instead of the horizontal. Yeah, because Sharon, I know you're one that's doing multiple, and if Melissa is still on, she's doing multiple. If Debbie's on, Debbie's doing multiple. I think Debbie and Sharon are both doing 4, if I'm right. Okay, I'm just trying to, you have more recipe cards than you will need. I wanted to give you some extras and ways to personalize it, but I really do like the yellow of how these two play off of each other. So I just wanted to keep the yellow. We're going to take the 1.25 and run it right down the center. I'm going to turn mine because I just work better sometimes. If it's over a certain length, I work better going side to side. So I say do what works, you know, good for you. Here we go. All right, adhesive again. It's just such a quick page, but when you look at it, the book together and everything that it's going to have, it's hard. It was almost hard for me to believe that I was able to keep it as simple, you know, as we did. Okay, here you go. And I'm going to put this about 1/4 inch from the side. No more than 1/4 inch. There you go. I love the play of the black and white paper in this with everything else. I just thought it was a nice combination because I like black and white. Anyone who knows me knows that I was going to like the black and white of this. If you don't know, you might have to ask. Okay, here you go. And for those of you on rewatch, feel free to ask any questions. I'll make sure to get back to you, and you can always contact me directly. And there you go. Moving on. Okay, let's find out what has happened here and why I have just a plain piece. I feel like I have something out of order. Let's just double check what I have, because it could be the page. Like, this is obviously not this page, so I'm just going to flip. As I said, I thought my book may have gotten out of order between all the photographing, and I didn't mark the back of the pages. If I had marked the back of the pages. And then we'll put it, this definitely looks like this to me. Don't you guys think so? Okay. All right, this was fun because this looks a little bit more like a handwritten. So this was a fun recipe card, but of course, do the ones you want. This is the one you're going to want to watch. You definitely need one of these because we're going to be cutting it apart and doing something fun, and you need one of the green. Oh my goodness, there is a lot of recipe cards here, isn't there? I might just take a different one if... Okay, I found one. All right. So we're going to take this, and that page that I had, the white page that's in there, it could have just been that there were, you know, it was behind the other one, but I have put it off to the side just in case. Okay, so for this one here, you have 2 pieces. And of these cute canisters. I really, really like the canisters. This one is 1 3/4, and this one is 1.5. And the 1.5 is going to go at the bottom, and the bigger one is going to go at the top. So I'm just going to put that at the top, and I'm going to do this one top to bottom instead of filling in the middle, because if I cut anything short, I can trim it off, and you would never know. Here we go. Now you have 2 pieces of your textured red. The smaller one, which is 1/4 of an inch, we're going to put on next. Oh, and I want you all to know, whether you are joining the live or if you are on the rewatch, that I've already put everybody's name who purchased the kit in the raffle. So when I do the raffles later, you guys are already in there, and I have your addresses and everything. It's the new way we're doing it. It's just going to be so much fun to just mail those out to everybody. Recipe card next. My red is just a tiny bit over. Just give it a little snip. The other piece of your textured red, which, let me check, I think it's 3/8. Yeah, that one is 3/8. I know some of you are also looking to remake this on your own, so I am trying to share. And if you're looking to remake this on your own, I do have SVGs that are in this file, but you could probably swap out the rest pretty easily. And I'm happy to share my file with anyone who could use it. Oh, I pulled that just too much. Did you see what I did? Oh, I went to slide it, but I just slid it a little too far. Okay, there we go. All right, and then that lower piece as well. And the difference on this is, here's a perfect example. I didn't worry about the paper when I made the kits originally, because I had no idea that it was going to be so huge. But on this one here, it's a whole sheet. And that's the difference, is it doesn't have to be a whole sheet. Now I can see I have like a teeny tiny little bit right here. That's not going to faze me. I may have went too tight, or the page might just be a little bit too big. I'm just going to cut that tiny little bit off. I don't even think it's 1/8 of an inch. All right, that one's done.
Sharon loves the automatic wrap.
Yeah, we have been working so hard to put so many things in place. I mean, obviously the streaming service, the overhead lighting, it's just, it feels good. Yeah, I'm very excited to be back and already putting the classes out. Okay, so we're going to do the exact same thing. We're just going to go to the full sheet and lift. How do you guys like the organization on these? Am I right? Yeah. Okay, here is an example of a swap out. And it was for these canisters to go to this floral. But if you look, they're a beautiful match, and the little flowers are all on the canister. And I would never swap something out that I didn't think, was acceptable as well. I think these don't belong here. And I think these probably go with that other piece of paper. It might happen. Let me just take a look. I don't know. Are these 2 mine? I think my page is the wrong one. It's this one, and I'm a big fat liar. Shazam. I was like, wait, because they're very similar. Okay, so for this here, this is a piece of plain white paper. This gives you your option. On this particular one, you can handwrite in a recipe, pass this off to somebody else. Don't forget, you can give your recipe cards out to aunts, cousins, grandparents, parents, whoever you want to, sons, daughters, wherever, and let them write the recipes in their handwriting as well. All right. And then don't worry if you get in a situation with recipe cards, you just reach out. All right, let's go ahead and put this one together. There's that swap out. I think the flower is lovely, so I'm good with it. All right, you have 2 pieces that are identical, so you don't have to worry about getting which one right. And if you really want now this is not a lovely swap for me for it, but I mean, you would probably find this color somewhere in there. So you can look at the other side if you really love the jars, but I'm going to keep it the way I have it with just that floral swap. I would never do a swap I wasn't okay with. All right, we're going to go all the way down the edge with this piece right here. And then we're going to put the whichever piece you have, whether you have your canisters or the floral, right up against it, top to bottom. And this here was 1 inch. And this one is 3 3 3/4. 3 3/4. There you go. The other 1 inch to create that sandwich. And then you're going to have a little tab left right here for this textured red. And we'll put that on as well. Okay. This is a fibrous red paper, and the problem is I really like it. I like it so much that I complain about it, yet I keep buying it. All right. And then you can see along the bottom here, I'm just a tiny bit over. I'm just going to come in, and I'll do this on whichever ones I have. Hey, George, did you check to see if the page protectors have been put on sale on the website? If they haven't, yeah. No worries. Thanks, hon. I just want to be able to let them know if they're on sale. If not, we're putting them on sale, so don't do anything. All right, for this one here, black marker. And for those of you who are like want me to hold those for the big sale or something like that, you can always let me know. And if you don't know about the big sale, whoo, that's going to be fun. Okay, so now I'm taking the red recipe, or are you ready? It also holds photos. That's the size it is. You can put 2 3 by 3 photos on this. I put a lot of thought into how to make this both. Okay, ideally what we want is a nice little border created with this, just like that. Now, if you're going to do recipe and come back and fill this in, you want to leave off your frosting bag and your measuring. You know, you don't want those to interfere in your way later on. I'm moving mine really close so that there's only 1/4 of an inch of that pink showing on the right, but then kind of equal parts at the top and the bottom right here, so that I have this over this way, and less of it will be covered by the sheet pan. Okay, let's grab our sheet pan. And we're going to do, for those of you who are putting the whole thing together, you're going to want to find your measuring cup and your little frosting bag. Okay, and for this, a little tip is you can always drop your embellishments in the page protector if you put them in a page protector. But the other thing you can do is just put the book together as a whole, keep the pictures, and then just put these back in the little bag that they came in, and you should be good to go if you don't want to put them on. All right, or you can write around them, which is what I will do. Oh, I almost forgot, you guys, the scallop. Got to have our adorable little scallop added. Here it is. You have this little white scallop, and it's going to go right down the edge here. I think I've destroyed my tip. Okay. And the little scallop goes on. It adds such a cute detail. The scallop just really adds a cute detail. I really like the small details that are in this. There we go. Okay, now we can add that little sheet pan. Look, it's so cute. I was like, right away, I was like, something's missing. I'm going to put it, about middle. There we go. Now for this here, I'm going to put a little bit of glue just right at this spot right here. You don't need to have, everything, a ton of glue on it. The little measuring cup is gone at the bottom, and like I said, you may want to leave these off. There we go. And if we'd put all of these on foam tape, it definitely would have created, a lot more bulk and then more issues. Okay, so there you go. Now you can write around this, which is what I will do, or you can put one picture in the center. You can move these off. You can, do whatever you like. Super cute page. All right, that one's done.
Talking about the 6 by 8 page protector?
Yes, just the 6 by 8 solid, not the.
Right. No.
Yeah, they're not. Guys, we're going to put those on sale for you as soon. I may not have put them on early, so I didn't want anybody to buy them up again because we've already sold out of them twice because of this class. So they will be on sale. After the class, we will put those 25% off for you, or George will calculate it while we're in class, and we'll let you know when they're available. Okay. Flip my page around. All right, so once again, the floral is replacing the canister because these two pages are companion pages. So you can see that you'll have that floral just like you would, and that it will come across and the page will look, you know, really nice and cohesive like that. All right. And I actually like the floral. I think it's a nice swap out. Okay, we're going to start left to right again and put the 1/4 of an inch of that textured red on. Oh, Tina's love of this texture red. Okay. There we go. Okay, our big pink vines and berries. And then on the other side, we'll add the floral. I'm not really sure. I like both of them, actually. I really do like both of these. All right, and now the scallop. Grab another scallop out of our pile. And the last scallop, let me just show you. Since I don't have the pictures, went onto the pink piece. Just like this, facing that way. We're going to do the exact same thing. So using the border of the floral paper or the canister paper, whichever one your kit has. It's kind of nice if you're doing multiple of these as well, that, you know, there might be some subtle changes because it automatically has the books, you know, a little unique and personalized already for you. Okay, there we go. I love it. I'm going to black marker. You know, I'm just leaving my black marker open over here. That is so sad. Now for this one here, I want to not cover up any of the scallop and keep everything onto the pink with the berries. I'm going to put this in first, leaving, once again, just a really small amount of the pink, 1/4 of an inch or less. And there it goes. And we'll get our teaspoons out and the little sign that says Farmer's Market, or whichever one you decide you want. Okay. A little bit of black marker around that, just because it's going to go white on white. And I'm just going to put it about less than 1/4 of an inch from the bottom and centered from side to side. And then for our little measuring spoons, you can do whatever you like with yours. I played with them. I had them over here like this. I had them over here like this. I put them down here. So pick wherever you would like your little spoons to be, because I stress over small things like that. All right. Another page done, you guys. Okay, so on this page, we get to have a little bit of fun doing something different with one of our recipe cards. So in your recipe, I'd like you to find this green one. I wanted to show that, oh, wait a minute, guys. You know what? This might not be the one that I have. No, I'm a big liar. Put it back. We'll get it in a second. I want to stay in order of my pages because if I dig through this, we might have Crazy Town. All right, so this is not this one. Let me go ahead and find the one that has something that looks remotely close to this. All right, we'll pull this off. And I'm going to try to find this one instead. It's going to be this one. Okay, had to make sure, right? Check all the pieces. All right, we'll have fun with that, cutting that recipe card apart soon. Okay, we're going to grab this recipe card here. Ta-da. Ta-da. If you want to trace your black pieces, you can trace your black pieces if you like the looks of them. It doesn't look like I traced mine on this, so I'm not going to worry about it. We have 1/4 of an inch for the top, or sorry, 1/2 of an inch for the top, followed by another 1/2 inch. And then we have an additional 3/4 of the complementary color, as well as a 2 1/4. The two larger pieces are going to be at the bottom, and the 2 smaller pieces will be at the top. And then we have a 2 1/4, 2 1/4 matte. Sorry if I'm not giving all the measurements. You guys can always reach out to me, but I will also be creating a design space file for this project that will come available, but it will be featured with another kit, another paper collection, and that'll be in a few months. It will not be recipe themed. Okay, so we have that, and then we're going to take our recipe card. We'll put that on. This might, I don't know. I have 2 recipe cards that I like that were from the papers, and then I have 2 that I like from Design Space. Okay, putting on the 3/4 piece. And then add our final. It's amazing to think like we're doing 20 pages this fast. And there you go. Now let's grab our embellishments. And this one is getting more jars. Just adding a few more jars to this. And we're going to do some flour and sugar. But we're going to put this little guy on first. Grab our photo mat and put the photo mat on. Because this is such a small picture, I don't want to put the jars on top of it. So if I have to, I would have put the jars on top of each other. But we just sized it so that it would be exactly what we wanted. Just going to use regular adhesive. In particular, because it's a recipe book, I do highly suggest page protectors for this. I know you could, find a way around that. I know people who do the hidden hinges and stuff like that. But I do suggest page protectors because obviously the messiness of the kitchen. Also, I'm not putting these flush with the bottom. I'm leaving them up just a little bit higher. And there we go. You can see you have those color matches in those that really bring it together. All done. All right. Still not my page. All right, hold on. Let's see. It's this one. It's my little friends. Guys, I'm crushing on these. I'm just letting you know. Okay, so for this one, this is kind of where I had mentioned that in a few areas, your recipe card will matter. And that's because a few of your recipe cards are formatted smaller than the standard 6x4 or 4x6. I just did that in a couple of areas so that we could highlight everything. And this is one of those times when you are cutting this. Because of that, you'll notice it's a whole sheet so that you can kind of see that all around there. I'm going to first focus on just the 1x6 black piece of paper and my recipe card. I'm going to put my recipe card down. And I am going to, put some adhesive right here. And line up my recipe card so that this is in the middle of my recipe card. Okay. Then I'm going to take the recipe card and leaving a small gap from the bottom, I'm going to just line up the black now on the side. So you can see I have a little gap here and I have a little gap here. And then I'm going to use that black on the side. And when you lay it across, you will get an equal kind of border all the way around there. Okay. We'll now take our 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. It's going to sit on a little angle. And when you want to put this back together, I know we're going page by page, and I'm doing the order of this. It is in the order to put it back together in your guide, just so you know, just because my original one here is a little out of order. You know, I'm flipping through that, just so you know. I don't want you to think that's going to be any confusion. All right, let's find our little friends. And how is everybody doing? I think this would be a good time for a check-in. Maybe grab a drink of water and just check in with everybody. How's everybody doing? Are your kits coming together nicely? This was definitely meant to be more of an easy kit. For Mrs. Salt, she's going to kind of go up like this, and she's a little more straight. And then Mr. Pippa is looking at her from down here kind of on an angle. All right, we're going to go ahead, and we've completed another page. This is a good time for a check-in.
Sharon just said she can't find page protectors on the store.
It's okay, Sharon. Don't worry. We'll put a link in, and we'll make sure all of that's covered for you. No worries. Okay, what else you got, George?
That's it.
Okay, good to go.
They're not chatting because they're trying
Because
to
they're busy. Yeah, they're definitely, yeah, they're busy. No, they would say if I was going too fast. They would say the pace is too quick. All right, so I'm going to just kind of give a minute. And Sharon, we have plenty of page protectors. I'll show you. We actually have them in a huge box now.
And you can just, in the search up top, you can type in page protectors and they will come up.
Yeah, if she wants to reach out, though.
That's what I had to do.
Yeah, just wait till they go on sale, though, Sharon. I mean, unless you're worried. But when you purchase them, there's 10 in here. And I think you need 2 packs to do the album, but they'll be on sale for you. I really do love the Echo Park page protectors. George recently, thank you, George, stuffed over 100 scrapbook layouts into new albums. I'm doing a major move over here, and it's been crazy. All right, we're going to go ahead and continue then. George, are we good? Okay, yeah, absolutely. Okay, so now I'm going to look for this one here. And it's this cute page right here. I'm loving that. And once again, you're just grabbing the page and moving it over. And here is another example of just how much paper I was wasting, because we had no idea that this project was going to blow up the way it did, and we were going to need so many more. Okay, for this one here, 6 inches of cross, of course, and we have a 1.5 and a 1 1/4. And we're going to go ahead and attach those, leaving that real small 1/8 of an inch on the top and the bottom of it. All right, and then to pull this page off, we have a 1.5, a half. That looks like 3/8, 3/8. Okay. I'm going to start at the top. All right, popping on that 3/8 now. I really do like this green leaf paper. I only used a little bit of it though, because I don't know, I thought it fit a little bit less. But it as a whole was very pretty. All right. I'm going with the same recipe card in case you guys didn't pick up right on that. There we go. It's just easier for me to put together the same exact one. Here we go. And then we have right underneath of it that decorative part that comes. Oh, mine's crooked. That was considerably crooked. All right, let's hope that's better. Nope, I feel like I'm still crooked. Oh, you know what? It could be my top piece that's crooked. I'm going to just act like I'm okay and do it like this. Let's see. There we go. Okay, and we'll put this one underneath. I'm going to flip it around so that it's right side up. Okay. Okay, and then at the bottom, I feel like I'm short here. Might be a little bit short. Teeny tiny bit. Oh, okay, that explains it. My page might be slightly bigger. When that happens, you just cut the little extra off of the bottom, but it's almost hard to tell with this particular page. That's it. We're done. Because there's so many cuts in the way this album is laid out. The fact that it's pre-cut, you can imagine how much time it's saving. This was a lot of cuts. Okay, we have a 1.5, another 1.5 with a 1.25, a 3/8, and then a half. And this goes next to the other one, which is why they kind of mirror, but one has the cowls and this has the checkered. If you want to do your checkered with your marker, absolutely, now would be the time. You guys are eventually just going to get huge shots of the back of my head. Okay, 3/8. I would like to know if there are several of you putting together. Like if I was putting two of these together, I would, build my stuff up and be like, you know what? I'm going to do both of mine while she's doing one of hers. So I would love to know if anyone's going for that. You got to tell me if you were successful. Okay, the recipe card. And I just chose this one here. I really love this one. I probably will do a bunch of these for just I have a little recipe basket that I've had for a very long time. And I could see me adding some of those to that because, well, it needs a lot of help, but I'm going to keep that even though I'm doing recipe books for both of my kids. Unless I get jealous after I see theirs. We'll see how it goes. And I will be Xerox copying I don't know why I call it Xerox copying. It's not even Xerox anymore, right? Because that was like a thing. I will be photocopying whatever my recipes and switching them off. That little tip that I had mentioned earlier. Okay, we'll pop this one on. Okay. And then our little final at the bottom. Here's one of the times that I flipped it over. So I just flipped my piece over. So the darker piece was to the inside. So I get a little bit more of that checkered at the very end. All right. That one's it. Babe, could I have a time check?
7:38.
Oh, we're doing good. We're doing pretty good, guys. That's a
Jen Tyler thing.
What's a Jen Tyler thing?
I don't know, something to talk about.
Oh, okay.
Because remember, it's a delay. So by the time
there is a delay. Okay, so for this one, we're going to do the exact same thing. Just go down to that 6x8 and lift it up. I am going to trace this with the black marker. This apron is so cute on this. I just thought it was super cute. And I'm going to trace this one as well. Okay. And then you have a 3/8 and you have two 6x4 pieces. And on this one, I'm sure one of them is a full 6x8 and I only put the one on there and that would be the change. But so really, if you have this one, you have less pieces to put on. That's it. That's why I'm giving you the measurements so you know how far down to put each one and all of that. And then for those of you who want to recreate them. Okay, so these two are going to make up this page. Here we go. We're going to add the white to the black checkered. Once again, a great place for photos on this one if you want. Or, another thing is think about personalize it by including a thing. That's what I wanted to do. You could write a person's name on the apron, like maybe a grandparent or something like that. But you could do like a dedication page, and this would be a list of your family with their favorite recipe of this person, or maybe it's you, you know, so that's something you could do too, just ways to personalize this. All right, we're going to put this on the lower half. So the top 4x6 is going to stay intact, and we're just going to add this to the top of the bottom 6x4. There you go. That's 3/8. Putting this on. It feels really good to be back, guys. I'm so excited. We had a storm here earlier, and my skin was crawling. I was like, no, please, because I was worried about service, but this reservice is amazing. The little apron, I'm going to stay to just the one side since it's going to overlap it.
Sharon is looking to get two done while you're doing one.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. And now this is going to go on. Just pop that on wherever you would like. There we go. And oh, on my first one, you'll notice I put this really close to the bottom. And on this one, I was lifting it up a little and putting it on top of the photo mat. You can put it wherever you want. I do try to not make too many changes when I am putting them together, but sometimes I'm like, oh, I like the looks of it there. Okay, moving it off. Okay, so for this one here, we want to grab this recipe card. All right. And, oh, wait a minute, guys. I did it again. I'm so sorry. I get so excited when I get to do something fun. I don't even know if this is the right one, and I don't think it is. Big fat liar. All right, I'm pulling this off. It's going to be the other one, though, so it's good. All right. Okay, so for this one, we are going to grab the green recipe card that I told you we were going to have a little fun with. Remember, these are all pieces, but the reason why I wanted to share this is because if you're doing a technique and you have something you want to work around, don't think you have to keep a recipe card whole in order to use it. So we're going to put the recipe card in and just line it up on our straight cutter. When we line it up on the straight cutter, we're going to cut above the spot that says ingredients, directions, and temp. We want our cutter line to be just below that line that says recipe 4. Okay, hopefully George is going to tell me if I have a good image for you guys. When you have it lined up and it's ready to go, you're then going to go ahead and slice it. All right, and when you slice it, you'll be left with that top portion with the line that says recipe 4. And you will then have this piece here. All right, now this part down here that says from the test kitchen, we don't want that. So we're gonna be removing that as a whole. But first, what we're gonna do is, well, I guess we can remove that. We'll remove that. It'll make one less. Right, really, really close to our line. We want to get like really, really close to that bottom line because we're cutting off that kitchen, and then we're going to have this. See, now we're here. This little tiny piece that we cut off the bottom, that's going to be trash. And then we're going to cut to the right side of the dots. And you guessed it, to the left side of the dots. And here, what we'll end up with is a super fun page that's laid out as a recipe page. But what's going to happen is it'll be broken down and just in a different format to add some fun. We're going to add the recipe pieces to the mats, and we'll do the long one last because that one we have a little cut. George, can you confirm audio so I can make sure my mic is still going strong? Okay. Thank you. All right, and now we'll put the other one on. And this, like I said, I just wanted something fun and different. ways to change up a layout and maybe share and be creative. We have a person who is taking this class. It's her first class, and I think she's looking forward to cutting pieces up and having fun. So I thought she would probably like this page a lot. All right. Now we have the recipe piece. We're going to focus on the yellow piece, but all we're going to do is do an equal border from the top and the bottom and the one side, and then just lay it down. And then you'll be able to just turn it over and cut it flush. This piece here becomes trash. We'll grab our page, nice big 6x8 page, and put adhesive on all of these pieces. Time saver to do all the pieces so you don't have to keep coming back and getting your gun. All right, and then our adorable little mixer. Nice and black so it stands out against that the back. Okay, we're going to go down about 1/4 of an inch from the top and flush to the right and put that piece on. I'm going to just kind of lay that on there. And then we're going to take our big directions and temp piece and kind of do an equal border from the top and the bottom, 1/4 of an inch or less, give or take there. All right, there we go. And then our final piece is going to lay in this little area here between both of the pieces, a little on an angle. So you'll have like a little gap right here and a little gap right here. And then all we have to do is add the cute little mixer. I would normally use glue for this. All right, our mixer pops in there, and I'm just going to kind of do it flush with the outside of the left side, or the right side, sorry, of the recipe piece at the bottom. And there you go. You have a really interesting, fun page. Still a recipe card, still has all the details. So if you decide to add pages to your book, I just wanted to let you know that you could change things up and do them in different ways. And we're going to be doing another one like that. All right. Where we change it up a little bit. All right. Let's see where we are. We have all right. Soon I'm going to get to use my toast. Okay. All right. Toast. You're not going to know what it is. And when we get off, I will also let you know that if you know the song to the Sunbeam Bread, I will be singing that when this is over. I was tempted to do it during. Okay, so here's the page that we're working on. And I'm just going to grab my black marker, and I'm going to do the edges of this. I don't think this is necessary. I think you either like it or you don't. I sometimes get carried away and I want to do everything. I find it a lot faster than inking, and it's a lot precise. It's a lot more fine. I don't always like the flare out of the ink, but I like the separation of it. So this is a nice balance for me for that. And you can do them in any color. I did this green the other day. Oh my gosh, it was so pretty on a project I did. Okay, here we go. And then you're going to put that one to the right. And then right next to it, you're going to line up this cute little border. I feel like my leaves are upside down. This way. So the leaves go up. I don't think that's really going to matter. If you already put one down, I don't think anyone's going to really notice that. All right, we're going to grab our recipe card, and I'm going to use the exact same one. Not surprised. Here we go. Embellishments. Let's grab our milk. I just thought these lovely cows over here, we would give a nod. All right, for our twine on these, it's going to be a double. Give yourself, you have a lot of twine, like I said, give yourself enough room, because you're going to tie this in a knot, to be able to tie it and trim it off. Don't cut it so small. If you need more black and white twine, you just reach out to me and say, Tina, can you put black and white twine in my next shipment of whatever it is? And I will put whatever color twine that I have. I buy them in huge amounts, and I love to share them all the time. When I tie this knot on this first one, I'm going to put it a little to the left on this one, and then I'm going to put it to the right on the second one. But I have really fat fingers, so you guys know that I always try to give you way more twine than you will need, because we don't need to be trying to, you know, keep the twine. I did this short. You can leave yours as long as you like. That might have been shorter than I meant to cut it. But are we going with it? Mm-hmm. Okay, there we go. And then we'll go ahead and do the second one. This was just a fun and simple way to add a little bit of an embellishment, not add a lot of bulk, and just do a simple technique. And I think the twine fits with the theme really nicely. Okay. It was hard not to put these on foam tape, but I'm going to stick with what I said, and I really do feel that this is a project where less foam tape is better. Okay, the milk jugs do over, we're putting the recipe up a little higher. It's not centered. So centered right to left, but up a little higher. I would say maybe about 3/4 of an inch down. It was really hard for me not to put these on foam tape, but like I said, I'm going to stick with it. This might be another one of those, since it overlaps, that, you know, you think about whether or not you want to leave them off. I'm going to just crisscross them and then put them, add them to the page. And we're done. Okay. You can see how this is going to make such a fun mini album as well. All right, let's bring it to us. Bottom up. I got to be getting closer, right? But no, because I keep moving them out of order again and again. Okay, here we go. So this is a fun page. I'm going to black marker my my bovine piece, my farm animals. All right, here we go. There's more than bovine on here, so there's more than the moo-moos. All right, little black marker on that. And that is going to go all the way. Oh, my piece is 1/4 of an inch too small. Okay, so on here it's 1 1/4, and the one that I have in this kit is 1 inch. It's not a make or break. You have a whole sheet. You're not matching anything up, so you should be just fine. We're going to go ahead and put that on. Proves that we do a lot of this by hand. Okay, now let's grab our recipe card, and out of our embellishments, we're going to grab a happy life. Little black marker. And now we're going to play with the recipe card. Once again, just to show you that you can do different things with it, I'm just going to slice the recipe card as close as I can to the jar, leaving this much of the recipe card in place, kind of leaving the same amount that's, you know, on the other side, give or take there, you know, by a hair. If you go right along the jar, you're going to be fine. We're going to cut that, move that to the side. And then we're going to fussy cut this jar out. It really, there isn't that much to do with fussy cutting this jar out because there's no detail to it. It's, you know, it's a small amount. I think it's worth it to get the look of it on this. I thought it made it really cute. And you'll notice that when I cut, I tend to move, I'm right-handed, of course, for cutting. And I tend to move everything around with my left hand as opposed to moving my right hand back and forth. I move the piece with my left hand. You'll find that you will have smoother cutting that way. It's also faster. So if you're not used to doing it that way, give it a try. I think you might like it. And there you go, we're done. Ta-da! And we have a cute little ingredient jar. Now, you guessed it. We're going to do what you should do with a jar. Double that twine up. Again, give yourself plenty. Snip a piece off. Okay, maybe you don't need this much, but snip a piece off, and we're going to tie a knot. I'm tying the knot with the knot to the left of the little jar. And this I left a little bit longer. I probably just liked it better. You can do whatever you like. There we go. It's all done. Isn't that cute? It's just, it just adds such a cute little personal touch. All right. We're going to take now this recipe, the directions portion, and the name, which will be up at the top of the page. And we're going to mat it with the red. And you want to just do an equal border. This is bigger on purpose because if you cut at a different amount, we want to make sure that you're going to get a good cut out of it. Okay. And then just shave off, whichever, the little bit that you have. Mine's not perfectly centered and it's going to be fine for me. And now you have the second kind of cool recipe page that doesn't just have a 4x6 or a 6x4 card on it. All right, a little border, 1/4 of an inch from each at the top, and then you can see that recipe will be right there. I love it. Hard not to put on foam tape, but I still believe it's the best. I believe it is the best for the cookbook. All right, and then this little jar on here, just touching it a little bit. And there you go. And you can see it's so flat. This is a perfect example. If you touch this, you can see you're going to be able to get this out and write your recipe out and, right on the page. All right, let's add the happy life. Super cute. A happy life. I'm thinking of a couple of recipes that might make it on this page, like my mac and cheese. All right, there we go. All right, look at us. Our pile is so small. All right, this is our next one. Guys, I'm going to get to use my toast. Okay, we need 2 pieces of toast. Okay, and the family. That scallop that we have, that last scallop is going to come in, and this one is set up for a family photo. I really wanted to make sure that I laid a spot out for that. 3/4 by 8, 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. I really wanted to make sure that I laid a spot out to get a family photo in this book. I felt that it was important since we were making more than a recipe album. And this is how I decided to mark that. And I wanted this cal paper here is the replacement for this checkered. And you can see it's going to work perfectly. Okay, this one here is going down. I want to get you a measurement on this one, just so that you have it. It's about 1 1/8 to 1 1/4. It's going to be forgiving, but you want to leave a gap so that that family is going to lay nicely for you. I'm going to go down a little bit more than that. There we go. I'm going to trim the family with my black marker. Fabulous. And then I'm only going to put adhesive across the top of the family, just right across the top so that I can slide my picture underneath of it. I'm going to center it and just kind of put it where I think I would like it. Little rub for our toasties. I really love the toast. I'm sorry. I need to find a reason to make more toast. I'm going to put the scallop on first, just for spacing purposes. This scallop also, I chose a scallop in case you wanted to recreate this scallop. This scallop can also be recreated easily with just half circles. You would just touch the half circles in the middle, and I want to say they're 1 inch. Yeah. So you would cut 1 inch circles and cut them in half and just line them up right next to each other. And you can create a border that's going to be similar to this. All right, let's put our toasties on. They're so cute. Am I the only one crushing on the toast? No, feel like the toast is it. That's all I'm saying. All right, let's go ahead and grab our next page. Flying through, y'all, flying through. Okay. Very easy to find. Okay, so for this one here, I literally chopped up a recipe card for this journaling at the bottom. I'm going to tell you how to grab that. Let me give you some measurements. We have a 1 inch, and we have a 2 1/4, a quarter, a quarter, an eighth. Okay, all by 6, of course, on those. All right. Now, one thing you're going to notice when I put this on is this recipe card goes on top of it. So we're going to work from the top, and then, or from the top to the bottom, and then from the bottom to the top. And there's a reason for that. It's all about the layout. All right. You're going to see I'm just going to kind of be going back and forth constantly from the top to the bottom for this. And there's a method to the madness. Okay. I want to make sure that this is nice and straight on here. So that's going to kind of be the base. For these little pieces here, the 1/4 inch pieces, I'm going to just put black marker down one side of each of them. Couldn't decide which side I was going to put out. Should have just went with my instinct. There you go. Okay, we're going to do the 1 inch piece at the top because I think this one was 1 1/4 and this is 1 inch. So I may have corrected it for this, but we're still going to put it in the order that I'm putting it in. Okay, and then the bottom piece. We just want the recipe card to go on last. That's the only thing. Okay, so for this one here, I'm hoping that I don't want to be off too much, you know what I mean? Oh no, I'm going to be off. I'm going to be a good amount. So if you have, either way you're doing it, it's going to work with the kit. Y'all know I had to make notes on this stuff. Okay, put this one here. There we go. And I put the black marker is up on this piece, and then the black marker is down on this piece. All right, you're doing the same thing. If you built it, yours is going to be down a little bit lower. It's still going to work out. All right. I'm going to trim this off. Oh, that's going to annoy me, that little bow piece, but I'm going to go back and get it later. The recipe card out of our pack, the one with those cute flowers. And this is another reason why I liked bringing in the floral paper to sub out for the canisters. I remember thinking there were floral highlights through this. So it was really nice. Okay, so now you're going to take the recipe card, and if you have kit number 1, you're going to just put the recipe card so you have about 1/8 inch on each one. And you're going to do just equal amounts on this one. You're going to have a little bit more if you have kit 2. You're just going to have a little bit more than 1/8 inch at the top and the bottom of the recipe card. There you go. It's on. Ta-da! Okay, now the reason why I'm not going to put this little piece on, which is where you could say like this is this person's favorite recipe, or have somebody make a comment, or maybe the first time you had the recipe or something like that, is because I don't want to tell you to cut up one of these and then you not have it. So I'm going to leave mine intact, but I'm going to show you how to do this off of one of the ones that I had left over, because there were so many that I had left over. And there was a blue that I ended up not, I feel like I didn't use this. Let's just double check. Yeah, I'm going to use this blue one right here just to kind of show you how you just grab the lines. It's super easy. It's just a cut. All right, so all you're going to want to do is make sure you keep a... Fix what card?
On the shelf.
Oh, thank you, honey. I appreciate that. Okay, you're just going to want to make sure that you cut to the bottom and then cut off a side and then cut off the other side. And then this one has 4 lines on it. So 1, 2, 3, 4 lines go right to below one of the other lines and cut it off, and you have the piece. And that's the piece that'll fit in here. You can even go a little bit bigger if you like, but you'll do that after you make sure that you have put all your recipe cards in, if you want it. If not, it's such a simple fix, tied with a little bit of twine. So that's the only one we're not going to finish that on. And you can add that whatever size you like. All right, we're done. All right. So we are doing this one right here. And this is, if you remember earlier, I mentioned that 3x3 piece, 3 1/4, 3 1/4, sorry. The only piece I had to replace with this paper was that a 6x4. But I thought having the pink in 2 places would bring it together more. But if you want to swap it for this one, you can swap it for this one. I'm going to keep the other one. So for this one here, if you have the first kit, you know that you have, ta-da, if you have the first kit, you have the same one that this is. This I did not waste paper. Super proud of myself, right? Okay, here we go. And then, like, did I just put that on the wrong side? But I think I'm right. All right, here we go. We're going to put the checkered pattern at the top. And then these are both 6x4s. Your pattern at the bottom. I think everyone got the same pattern, but this is really any pattern, right? Your 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Little angle there at the bottom. And let's grab our embellishments and get out our oven mitts. Okay, and you can really put your oven mitts however you would like them. All right, I like them this backwards kind of way, and I spent a little bit of time doing that the first time. So I'm going to keep them, and by backwards, what I mean is normally what I would do is put oven mitts like this. But for some odd reason, when I put these on here, I liked this kind of more whimsical way to put them on. Okay, and now this is another time where we're looking for the recipe card that is not the true 6x4, because it's going to give us a cute little border. It has that gold rim around it again. And right in there, just leaving 1/8 of an inch all the way around, you end up with this super cute page. So either way, and remember, you're only going to see 1/8 of an inch all the way around from your photo. So good to go. All right. Gosh, guys, we only have a couple pages left. I was like, oh, maybe I'm going to be in order. I'm not. Okay, so here we go for this one. We have a 6x4. And we have a 1/4 of an inch. And then we have a 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 mat. All right. Black marker on the checkered, the buffalo plaid. A favorite of mine. This could have been the whole reason why I had to make this book. Y'all know I'm obsessed with buffalo plaid. If you don't know that I'm obsessed with buffalo plaid, you let me know and I'll start posting some pictures in, okay? All right, and then let's get our little bowl too out of our embellishments. Look at that, an empty bowl of embellishments. You know it. You know that's when we're just about done. Okay, let's pop it all in. The 6x4 at the top. Okay, our recipe card. You can do whichever recipe card you want. I'm going to do the same one, of course. Okay, and then this little 1/4 of an inch. I think a lot of the subtle details in this book, when you're just adding a 1/4 of an inch here or 3/8 of an inch there, it really does show you how just adding paper, pattern papers, colored papers, textures to the right area, it can really make a big difference. This one here provides this cute little separation. 3 1/4, 3 1/4 on an angle. You want to put your straight, put your straight. All right, we have the So Sweet and our mixing bowl. So Sweet up here at the top. Oh. And I'm going to actually move mine a little bit more onto the photo. I feel like it's barely hanging on this one. It's barely in there, and it's almost like it's not going to be on as much. So I'm going to move it a little further in, and then adding the bowl. And I'm very tempted, so that it overlaps but doesn't cover up the So Sweet, I'm very tempted to put a heart on this bowl. So in a future, you might see it like that. Okay. Guys, do you believe it? 20 pages. How fantastic is this? 20 pages. We only have 2 left. And our last one is 2 pieces of paper. All right. This one here. I love all of this. All right. Black marker. We really do hope you guys have enjoyed the class and the pre-cut kits. This has been a huge thing for us to come back. I'm so happy. We've had no buffering. We've had nothing. It's so amazing to be in both formats. I just want to thank everybody who's joining us on Facebook and on YouTube. It's so nice to be here, and please leave me a comment, but also don't forget to hit your likes button, subscribe. We love all of those things, and they help us out in all of our forums. Okay, this one here, we're going to put the 1 inch at the top, and then we're going to cover a little bit of it. So you could have saved paper here and just used a 1/2 inch, but I think it's 1 inch and then it's a 1/3, and that makes just for a funky cut for me. All right, adding a little bit of floral right here at the very bottom with this 3/8. So just run it right along the edge. There you go. All right, the recipe card of your choice. Does anybody want to guess which one I'm looking for? Okay, here we go. I really do like this one. It is one that says recipe, honey. Look at you being all smart. No, kind of like that other one. All right. That nice block writing. Okay, here we go. And even though it's rounded, it's going to look great just right underneath of that one. Side to side. There we go. And now we're going to add this big piece here that is 3 inches. This one here is 3 inches. And I have to tell you, I realized that on this here, I traced the recipe card with the black marker. That's why it stands out a little bit more. And I just didn't do it on the one that I'm making. I'm not pulling it off. I think it's fine. Okay. And we're going to put these on kind of opposite of each other. One a little lower and one a little higher. I didn't put this one high enough. Got to grab it before you rub it all together. There you go. Here. And now we're going to go back to our recipe cards and find this yellow one. And at the bottom of this yellow one, you can see this cute little sprinkled with love. And I thought it was cute enough to just cut out and use, apparently. So we're going to cut it out and use it. If you don't want to waste the recipe card, just cut the bottom off. Don't cut it in half like I cut it in half. And you'll still have a recipe card if you just cut. Let me grab this other one. If you just cut the sprinkled with love off and then cut it, you would still have a recipe card that would be usable. Okay. I realized why I had the blank page. It was actually a page. I realized it now. Black marker for those of you who are doing your bordering. So that the white page that I was like, I don't know what this is for. This is this page that I took out earlier. It's because 2 6x4s go on it. Oh, too funny. Okay. So now we're just going to put this across the photo. Once again, you'll have to decide if this is something that, you know, you want to put on now or not. There we go. Done. And now for our final page. Guys, this has been awesome. I've had such a great time. We're going to go to our pile of cards. And we're going to grab the recipe card of your choice. And then in there, you will also find a 6x4 that says, "Together is our favorite place to be." And I don't think anything else needs to be said. This is such a good one. All right, here we go. Recipe card at the bottom. "Together is our favorite place to be" at the top. And we are done. All right. I'm dying to hear from everybody. How are your books looking? And I'm going to make a couple of announcements here at the end while we're doing that. But look at that, you guys. Come on. Spectacular. Am I right? Shazam. 20 fabulous pages all ready for you. All right. Congratulations to all of you, whether you completed it live or you're on replay. I'm so happy that you were able to do it. Okay, our class for next month, our online class, and I'll be back with weekly projects as well, and there may be another class, but is this 4-page layout, or 4-page workshop, scrapbook workshop. So pretty. Obviously travel themed. This one says it doesn't matter where you are going. It matters who is beside you. I absolutely love it. All of the fun things. We're going to learn about collaging, and we're going to learn how to use all the extra things with chipboard pieces, bits and pieces. You get your bling with this. You get over $17 in whole product, plus the kit comes pre-cut for you. I mean, you have to like cut this little square in half, but you know, pre-cut. Little twine out of your stash and you'll be good to go. Let me show you this other layout. This one is so fun. I didn't press these on really well. I did them super quick, but I think I would probably maybe use some extra glue dots. I'm new to using a lot of chipboard pieces, and I feel like glue dots. I'm going to suggest glue dots. Okay, here's the other one. So fun. Look at I love all the different shaped luggages on this. I think it adds a retro vibe, but it still keeps it fresh because of the color palette. A lot of fun. So this one here is already available, and the price includes your shipping online, but let's just see. Got a big old thing next to me. Let's down here. And our winner is Jennifer C. Congratulations. You are the winner of next month's class. So you're going to get this kit shipped to you absolutely free. Thank you so much for joining and for taking the project. I cannot wait until you see that you won. And yeah, it's so good. We only have one Jennifer C, so you should know who you are, sweetie. All right, we're going to keep going. I have some more prizes over here. I got to get this gun out of the way. Okay, and our next winner, let me get your stamp set, honey. Here, they're in order. Okay, is Jess T. Jess T, congratulations. You just won this Holly and Ivy stamp and thin cut set. It is so much fun. I love the Christmas tree. It's fun to color too. So congratulations to you. Put this on here. Here we go. Okay. And Shirley, you have won the Santa's Village Bits and Pieces. Super cute set. Look at all the fun things in it. Super cute. I grabbed stuff for all different holidays. Gotta celebrate. Okay, I pulled 2, so we're just going to go like this. And some of I'm using old tickets that I'm trying to keep separated, but they really are together. I can tell this one has, put this one down. That's our winner, but like this has multiple. Okay, there you go. I'll be more careful. Okay, this winner is Cheryl. Cheryl, congratulations. Thanks for joining the class. This one is yours, honey. And I can just mail these out because I have everybody's address. This is the Remember Bits and Pieces. Oh, here, sorry, Cheryl. Look at this fun. I love autumn. These are so cute. Okay, show you on these. These are big. These are the big bits from the Remember collection. These are so pretty. Beautiful color palette. Oh, this is Michelle. Sorry, Cheryl, you were that. Michelle A. Congratulations, Michelle A. Shazam. Okay. Our simple page pieces. I really love the page pieces. I have been using them more and more. Congratulations, Denise, on the page pieces. There you go. And I'll have all these. So here is another page piece in the Spooky Things. These are the page pieces. This is our final winner, but these are the page pieces. They're so fun. You have just enough embellishments to just kind of do a simple layout with them. And it gives you a title and all kinds of little things. You do one page and you should be able to find stuff in your stash with it, which is what I love. Because it's such a thing where like, oh, I need to do a Halloween layout, but I don't want to buy a whole kit. You can do it that way or stretch your pieces if you have leftovers. Our final one on the Spooky Things is Sharon N. Congratulations, Sharon. It's good to have you back with us, darling. All right, there we go. So much fun for this class, you guys. I am so thankful to have this time with you. Please leave me a comment. If you have any questions, you can also always reach out to me. It has been so fun being here with you. I just want to congratulate everybody who is doing this project. I think it is such a wonderful thing to add to your family memories, and I hope that you'll enjoy having it and completing it and it becoming part of your family as I did making it. All right, you guys, we are going to wish you a fantabulous evening. That's better than fantastic and better than awesome. And we are going to hop off here. If you can hit that like button, subscribe if you're on YouTube. These are things that help me out. And don't forget to leave me a comment. I love to have that. And if you want more live classes, let me know because we are set up, ready to go. And it is very exciting to be able to share with you. All right, hon, you want to say bye?
Bye.
Bye, you guys. Have a good one.